everyone, welcome back to TechReg. In this video, let us explore 100 Linux command without wasting any time. So the first command is going to be the cat command. So the cat command helps us to create a file and also view a file. So we can just say cat file.txt and enter whatever data we want inside it. So for example, I love tech and just give enter and do Ctrl+C to save and exit. And we can just say cat file.txt to view the data. And the next command is going to be the Aptitude command. So basically it is a Linux package manager, which is a Linux utility which helps us to manage the packages. So we can just say Aptitude to view the packages, and also we can install the packages and just manage it. And to install Aptitude, we can just say sudo apt install Aptitude. So this is the way to install any utility in Linux. And the next command is going to be the cal command. So the cal command helps us to display the calendar in Linux terminal. So we can just say cal to display the current month's calendar over here. So if you want to display the 2023 year's calendar, we can just say cal 2023 to display the current year's calendar. And the next command is going to be the bc command. So the bc command is basically Linux calculator in Linux terminal. So we can just say bc, and over here we can just enter the data we want. So for example, I have entered 1 plus 1. So it will be just giving the results as soon as I print the enter. So you can see it is giving the result. And to exit from here, we can just say Ctrl+C and we have to type quit. So the next command is going to be Chage command. So we can just say sudo Chage -l root, which will be displaying the information such as when the password will be expiring and when the last password was changed for the current user. So that's it for this. And the next command is going to be the df command, which will be displaying the Linux file system information. So we can just say df. So over here we can see the file system informations. And the next command is going to be the help command. The help command is one of the most important command in Linux. So if you don't know something about any utility, so for example, if I don't know about Aptitude utility, I can just say Aptitude --help to view what all the commands are inside the Aptitude, what all the commands I can use with the Aptitude utility. And the next command is going to be the pwd command. So pwd stands for present working directory, and as soon as I enter, it will be telling in which folder, actually in which directory I am in. In Windows we call it as folder, but in Linux we call it as directories. You can call whatever you want. And the next command is going to be the ls command. So if I want to see what is inside this particular directory, I mean in /home/rec, I can just say ls, which stands for list. So you can see these all the files and directories are inside this /home/rec folder. And the next command is going to be the factor command. So factor is a mathematical command for Linux terminal, which will give you all the possible factors of the decimal number you enter in the shell. So I just enter factor. And as soon as I enter 11, we can see it is giving a factor for this. So we can just say Ctrl+C to exit. And the next command is going to be uname, which will be displaying the Linux file system information. So we can just say uname, so it is saying Linux. And also I can just say uname -a, which will be displaying a list of information. So for example, Linux and which user I am and which architecture I am actually using. So it is saying ARM64 and Debian based it is actually. So all those informations are displayed using the uname. And the next command is going to be the ping command. So ping command helps us to ping to a particular host and check if the host is alive or not. So we can just say ping www.google.com to check if the google.com is currently alive, which means the site is working properly or not. So we can see the ping is currently working and yeah, the site is alive. So we can just say Ctrl+C to exit. The next command is going to be mkdir. So if you want to create a directory in Linux, we can just say mkdir and the name of the directory. So over here, I can just say mkdir file and just give enter. And to view it, we can just say ls and we can see, yes, it is over here. And the next command is going to be removing this particular directory. As soon as we created our first directory, we are going to remove it. So we can just say rmdir and the name of the directory. So to view it, we can just say ls and we can see the file directory is removed. So for that, we can just say rmdir and the directory name. And the next command is going to be gzip, which is gzip, sorry for my pronunciation, which is basically zipping a particular file. So over here we can see file.txt is over here. So I'm just going to zip this file. So I can just say gzip file.txt, and if we do a list, we can see it is changed to red color. Basically, it is a zip file, but specifically it is a gzip file. Understand the difference between a zip file and gzip file. So the extension is gzip, and there are a lot of other extensions like zip, gzip, bzip. So we will be later on covering with it. And the next command is going to be unzipping it. So we can just say z, unzip it, and the particular file name. So over here we have to enter file.txt.gz. So we have currently unzipped it. So we can just say ls to view it. So we have currently unzipped it. And the next command is going to be compress. So we can compress a particular file. So we can just say compress file.txt. So the next command is going to be the Whatis command. So the Whatis command helps us to display the information related to what is all about. So for example, if you don't know what is Aptitude utility about, we can just enter what is in front of it, and it will be giving you information about the Aptitude utility in a single line. And let us move to the next command, which is going to be the who command. So when who command is executed in terminal, which will be showing a list of those users who are currently logged into the system, in the Linux system. So we can just type who, and we can see only the RIC user is currently logged into. If multiple users are logged into the same system, we can just say who command, and the next command is going to be the free command. So the free command helps us to display how many storage space are remaining and how many spaces are covered. So we can just say free, and we can see in the Linux terminal it is quite not good. So we can just type free over here, and we can see the memory space which is used and which is free. And also we can see the swap memory. Basically we can see this much spaces are remaining. And then we can move to the next command, which is going to be the sl command. So let's have some fun. So we can just say sl to view the strain. So we can just say Ctrl+C to exit, and the next command is going to be the banner command. So the banner command helps us to display a banner-like structure of your name. So for example, banner Rick, and it has displayed a banner-like structure with my name. And the next command is going to be echo. So the echo command helps us to display whatever you enter on with the echo. This will be displayed on the terminal. So for example, say echo Rick, and it has displayed the particular term which I have entered with the echo. And the next command is going to be the finger command, which will be displaying the user information. So for example, finger rig. So over here we can see it has displayed the information related to the particular user I have entered. And the next command is going to be the groups command. So the groups command, which will be showing the entire list of groups a user is a member of. So for example, groups rig. So over here we can see a particular information over here. So basically the groups command is used for displaying which user has access to which type of files and directories. And the next command is going to be man command. So man command is really very helpful. So the man command stands for manual, and if you don't know something about any utility, you can just say man and the particular utility name or the software name. So over here, as soon as I enter man aptitude, a full manual page of this particular utility, we can just say Q to exit. And then the next command is going to be the passwd command. So the passwd command helps us to change the current password for the current user. So I'm good with it. So I'm just saying Ctrl+C to exit. So let us go to the next command. So the next command is going to be the W command. So W is the short and simple command which will help you view the list of currently logged in user. So we can just say W, and we can see who have logged into the system. We can see the user, and we can see the Rick has logged into 1240, and still he is recording this video. Yeah, let us go to the next command. So the next command is going to be the Whoami command. So the Whoami command helps us to display which user I am. So I'm Rick. So if I just move to sudo su, so for an example, I'm just telling, I'll explain this command, what does su means. So if I just say who am I, it will be telling I'm root. So let us close this terminal, or let us switch to normal user by just telling su Rick. Here, we have changed to normal user. And then the next command is going to be the history command. So the history command helps us to display what all the commands I have entered in the terminal frequently. Let's move to the next command. So to switch to user, we can just say sudo login, and it will be asking for the password. I'll be just entering Rick, and it is asking for login, and I have to enter the login name. But actually I have a single user, so I'll just do Ctrl+C and exit. And if you want to do this, just create another user. And the next command is going to be Lscpu, which will be displaying all the CPU architecture information, which is like threads, socket, and cores and CPU count. And the next command is going to be mv command. So for example, then we can see file2.txt is over here. And now I'm going to send this file2.txt to the desktop. So I can just say mv file2.txt, and we can just say desktop, or we can just say /desktop or just desktop. Well, over here we can see the file2.txt. So the next command is going to be the ps command. If you want to see the list of processes that are currently running for your session, then this command can help you. So we can just say ps to view the process ID, and the next command is going to be the kill command. If I do kill and this particular service, that is 1, I guess the Linux will be turned off. So don't do it when you're working with it. So actually I'm recording, so I'll be not doing it. And the next command is going to be the tail command. So the tail command helps us to display the last 10 lines in a file. So for example, so we can just say tail -n, and we can specify a number. So over here I'm just specifying 3. So to show the 3 lines, the bottom 3 lines, and I can just specify the file name. So over here we can see it is displaying 3 lines from the bottommost of the file.txt. So the next command is going to be Cksum, basically checksum. So this helps us to display the bytes of a file. So we can just say Cksum and file.txt. So we can see the bytes over here. And then the next command is going to be cmp, which will be comparing 2 files and checks its bytes. So we can just say cmp file.txt and index.html. So it's saying file.txt and index.html differs byte 1, line 1. And the next command is going to be env command. So the env command allows us to display your current environment. So we can just say env, and over here we can just make changes and you're good to go. So for example, over here we can just reduce the hist size. And the next command is going to be hostname. So as soon as I enter hostname, it will be telling which host I am. So it is telling Android. So next command is going to be the Hwclock. So the Hwclock helps us to set current date and time. So we can do that by just telling Hwclock --set --date, and we can set a time and date. So we can just say 1609 and the particular date. So the next command is going to be LSHW, which will be giving the hardware information. So we can just say LSHW, and over here we can see it is giving my hardware information. And the next command is going to be Nano. So the Nano is an editor in Linux. So basically you can edit any file. So we can just say nano file.txt, and over here we can edit any file we want. Now the next command is going to be remove command. So rm file.txt. So we have successfully removed it. So let's move to the next command. So the next command is going to be the ifconfig command. So the ifconfig command helps us to display the network interfaces. So over here I have Ethernet 0 and loopback address alone. So if you are connected to multiple Ethernets and wireless LAN and also a tunnel network, you will be seeing their interface such as WLAN 0, TUN0, so on. And the next command is going to be clear. So if I want to clear all of this shit, I can just say clear. And the next command is going to be su, and we can just say su-rig, and over here we can say we have changed to the rig. And the next command is going to be wget. So wget command helps us to download. So we can just say wget, and I'm going to enter my domain name, my URL. So I'm just entering https://techirect.com. So as soon as I enter, you can see it is connected to my server, and it has just installed the index.html. And the next command is going to be the yes command. So if you want to play a simple prank around your friend, you can just say yes, and you can say you are gay and just give enter. And you can see it is continuously recurring. And if anyone asks how to stop it, just don't tell it. So we are just going to do Ctrl+C to exit from here. And the next command is going to be the last command. So the last command helps us to display the last logged in user. So this is the 50th command we are talking about. I'll be back in a minute. Hey there, I'm back again with a short break. So let us see the next command. So the next command is going to be the locate command. So one best alternative to the locate command is going to be the find command. And if you want to locate any packages or any utility, we can just use locate and the utility name or the package. So let us see the next command. So if you ever wanted to monitor the input and output devices, we can just say Iostat and we can just monitor it over here itself. So the next command is going to be Kmod list. And you can use the Kmod list command to manage all the Linux kernel modules in the terminal itself. So we can just say Kmod list. So the next command is going to be LSUSB. So the LSUSB command will show information about all USB buses connected to the hardware and external USB devices. So we can just say LSUSB. So let us see the next command. So the next command is going to be Pstree. So if you ever wanted to display or see all the currently running process in the tree format, you can just say Pstree. So next command is going to be sudo. So if you ever wanted to run any command in root, we can just say sudo and whatever the command you want to enter. So we can just say sudo ifconfig. So now I have run this ifconfig with a root permission. So the next command is going to be apt command. So basically stands for advanced packaging tool. So using this, we can install a particular utility and also we can update our Linux. So we can just say sudo apt install, or you can just say sudo apt update. So the next command is going to be the zip command. So for example, if I want to zip this particular file.txt, so let us go for the net.txt. So we can just say zip and the particular file, the format which you want to zip. So I can just say ric.zip and we can just mention that file name. So over here, I'm going to zip this particular net.txt. So we can just say net.txt. And if I do list, we can see the ric.zip is over here. So let us try to unzip the ric.zip. So if I unzip ric.zip, it will be asking for different information such as replace it or no or replace all or none. So let us try to rename it. So as soon as I type R, it will be asking for a new name. So let me enter new. And if I do list, we can see the ric.zip is now exported and it is in a new name called new. And the next command is going to be the shutdown command. So using the shutdown command, we can just shut down our Linux from the terminal itself. So we can just say shutdown to shut down the Linux from the terminal itself. So the next command is going to be dir command. And if I do dir, it will be showing me all the directories which are present inside the /home/root, and not only the directories, and also it shows the file. So next command is going to be the cd command. So the cd command helps us to move from one directory to another directory. So let us do pwd, and you can see I am in /home/root, and if I do list, we can see different directories over here. And if I want to move to the desktop directory, I can use the cd command. So I can just say cd desktop, and now I am in the desktop directory. To ensure it, we can just say pwd, and it says I am in the desktop directory. And to come back to the previous directory, we can just say cd ... And the next command is going to be the reboot command. So if you want to reboot your system from the terminal itself, you can just say reboot. And the next command is going to be the sort command. So if you ever want to sort a particular file, you can just say sort and the file name. And over here, you can see it has sorted the particular file. So the next command is going to be the tag command. So the tag command will display the contents of the file in reverse order. So we can just say tag file.txt, and we can see it is totally in a reverse order. And the next command is going to be the exit command. And if I ever wanted to exit a particular shell, I can just say exit. And the next command is going to be Ionice. So we can just say Ionice and the number and -p and the process ID. So next command is going to be the diff command. So the diff command helps us to differentiate between two directories. So for example, I want to see the difference between the desktop and the document. So let us go for the downloads directory. And it is giving the difference between the desktop and the downloads directory. So the next command is going to be Dmidecode. So if you ever wanted to retrieve the hardware information, you can just use Dmidecode. So we can just say Dmidecode. So over here, it is telling that permission is denied. So we can just say sudo unfriend. to run it in root. So next command is going to be the expr. So we can just say expr. So the expr is basically a quick calculator. So we can just say expr and 2 plus 2 which is equal to 4. And the next command is going to be the hostname ctl. The hostname ctl command can be used to access system information, change the system hostname and other related settings. So we can just say hostname ctl. And the next command is going to be IP tables. So IP tables is a Linux terminal based firewall tool which helps us manage both incoming and outgoing traffic using tables. So we can just say IP tables and -t filter. So we have to enter the options and the arguments. So we can just say -t filters and -- list. Permission denied. So we can just run it in root. So the next command is going to be kill all command. So if you want to kill all the services, you can just say kill all and the process ID. And the next command is going to be the netstat. This command is for those who need to monitor incoming and outgoing network connection continuously. So we can just say netstat and just give enter. So we can see all the incoming and outgoing traffics. So next command is going to be lsof. So the lsof command will help you view all the open file related to your application in the Linux terminal window itself. So we can just say lsof. So the next command is going to be bzip2. So if I want to zip a particular file in bzip format, I can just say bzip2 and the file name. So I'm just going to bzip the file.txt, and if I do list, we can see it is in a different format. And to unzip it, we can just say bunzip2 and file.txt.bz, and if I do list, we can see it has unzipped it. And the next command is going to be the service command. So the service command will display results of system v in its script. So we can just say service -- status -all. So the next command is going to be vmstat. So the vmstat command will display system virtual memory on the terminal itself. So we can just say vmstat. So the next command is going to be the mpstat. So when you execute mpstat command, will display all information about CPU utilization and performance stats. So we can just say mpstat. So the next command is going to be user mod. So the user mod command helps us to modify a particular user. So for example, user mod rig, and over here, we can just enter the particular options and we can just modify a particular user. So the next command is going to be the touch command. And if you want to ever create a file, we can just use the touch command and enter the file name. So for example, we can just say touch and we can just say iShowSpeed, and if I do list, we can see the file is created. So the next command is going to be the unique command. So using the unique command, we can uniquely identify certain terms. So we can just say unique net.txt. So next command is going to be the wc command. So wc command helps us to count number of lines. So we can just say wc and file.txt. So next command is going to be the pmap. So the pmap command helps us to display the memory map of the process ID. So we can just say pmap and we can just enter the process ID. So for example, to find the process ID, we can just say ps and we can just say pmap and we can just enter the process ID number. So I'm just going to enter this and you can see it has displayed the memory map. So the next command is going to be the rpm command. So the rpm command helps us to install any rpm related package. So to install it, we can just say rpm -i and the particular utility name and .rpm. So don't forget to enter the extension .rpm. So next command is going to be how to delete the particular utility which we have installed using the rpm. So rpm stands for Red Hat Package Manager. To uninstall, we can just say rpm -e and the particular file name. So the next command is going to be the ssh, which is basically check yourself. If I want to connect to another system, we can just say ssh. So let me just open another terminal. So over here, you can see I have already entered the particular username and the particular IP address. As soon as I print enter, you can see it is asking for password. And if I just copy this password and paste it in there, I'll be now connected to that particular system. So let me just paste it in there. And now if I type Whoami, I am this particular user. So we can just say exit. And the next command is going to be the telnet. So the telnet command uses telnet protocol to connect to another system as a user. So we can just say telnet and the particular username and the IP, or you can just enter the IP address. So let's see the next command. So the next command is going to be the scp command. So if I want to transfer a file from Linux to Windows, we can just use scp file.txt and the particular username. So we can just say Rick and the particular IP address. So we can just say 10.10. something, and we can just give enter to transfer to that particular system. And the next command is going to be sleep command. So the sleep command, which helps us to delay or pass the execution of command for particular amount of time. So we can just say sleep 2 seconds, and you can see the delay in the terminal. So the next command is going to be split command. And if I want to split this particular net.txt into 2 different files, I can just say split net.txt, and if I do list, we can see it has splitted and created a new file. So before that, we cannot see that file. So next command is going to be stat command. So you can view the status of a file or an entire file system using the stat. So we can just say stat file.txt to view the status of this particular file in the terminal itself. So next command is going to be lsblk. So the lsblk command reads the sysfs file system and display the block device information. So we can just say lsblk, and you can see it has displayed the block device information. So next command is going to be chrt command. So the chrt command is used for manipulating the real-time attributes of a process. So we can just say ps to find the process ID, and I can just say chrt minus p for the process ID. And I can just copy this process ID and paste it in here. So the next command is going to be adding a user. So we can just add a user by just telling sudo add user and the particular name. You can just say sudo add user and Maulik, and it is asking for a password. So we can just say 123 and retype the password. So it is asking for a full name. We can just say Maulik and room number. So we can just skip it by just entering. So the next command is going to be removing this particular user which we have created. So we can just remove it by just telling sudo user del and the particular username. So we have successfully removed the particular user which we have created. So the next command is going to be the nl command. So the nl command helps us to number the lines in a particular file. So if I just tell nl file.txt, it has just numbered the particular lines. And the next command is going to be pgrep. So the pgrep helps us to find the particular process ID. So we can just say pgrep and a particular service or anything which is running in the background. So we can find the process ID of the Firefox which is running in the background. So next command is going to be Kali-undercover. So this is actually not a Linux command. It is a Kali Linux distro command actually. So, but anyways, this is really cool. So that is why I have added this particular command to this video. And it is a final command. So we can just say Kali-undercover to shift from Linux XFCE environment to a Windows environment. So we can see it is totally different. And to switch to the normal normal environment, we can just say Kali-undercover. So that's it for this video. And if you like the video, make sure you give a like and also sub to our channel. So see you in the next video.